Hi, this is Paul from Jones Physical Therapy. If you're thinking about having a joint replacement, or maybe you're scheduled to have one this year, this video will be of interest to you. So joint replacements have been around since the 1960s. Since that time, they've become the most commonly performed orthopedic surgery on the planet, with about 1 million being done in the USA alone every year. Joint replacements routinely liberate people from the misery, the pain, the limitation of a diseased joint or joints. And I've rehabbed thousands of people after joint replacements, and the one thing I hear the most from them is, I wish I'd done this sooner. So there are two people you're going to need if you're going to have a joint replacement. The first is an orthopedic surgeon, and the second is a physical therapist. The orthopedist you're going to need for 2 or 3 hours for surgery, and then after that you're going to need the physical therapist for 2 or 3 months of rehabilitation. Joint replacements typically last, or they're supposed to last 15 to 20 years. The fact is they often last much longer. Some of the earlier joint replacements done in the 1960s lasted more than 30 years. So doing your rehab first right after surgery is a great investment in your long-term success over the next few decades. So just to illustrate to you how effective joint replacements can be and what an effect they can have on your life, I want to tell you about my mom. And for those of you who don't know my mom, she lives in the UK. She lives in an old building. She's on the 4th floor. There's no elevator, so she has to walk up and down stairs every day. She doesn't have a car, so because she lives in town, so she drives to the store. She walks to the store, or she walks to the train or the bus or wherever she needs to go. And about 10 years ago, she was having some trouble. She was slowing down, and she was having arthritis in her hips. And so she eventually decided to have one surgery done. She had one hip done, and then she had the other done a year later because it went so well. And 10 years later, she's still living in her house. She's still doing everything she wants to do. She's having no pain. And certainly if she hadn't have had those hip replacements done, she would have had to move out of her house, and her life would have changed a lot. She wouldn't have been able to exercise, so her health would have declined. But something else happened to my mom. After she had these surgeries, she sat down and thought to herself, well, I've had these surgeries, my hips are well again. What else can I do? So she sat down and she made herself a bucket list. And she got to work on that bucket list. And over the last 10 years, she's been all over the world. She spent a day hiking the Inca Trail in Peru. She went to Machu Picchu. She went to Galapagos Islands. She's been to Morocco, been to China. She went and lived in Africa for a few months. And none of this would have been possible if she hadn't had those surgeries. So having a joint replacement can not only return you to the routine things you do in your life, maintaining your independence, living life on your own terms, but it can also open up possibilities of things that you maybe have never thought of, or things that you've given up on the idea of doing. If you're considering having a joint replacement this year, I invite you to come talk to me or one of my therapists, and we will sit down and answer all of your questions about rehabilitation with joint replacement. All of the things you have to do before surgery, what to expect after surgery, what you should expect from your physical therapist, and also what our expectations are from you to get you the absolute best possible result from this surgery. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and share. Please tag friends that you think would benefit from this. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel, where you get lots of tips and tricks on how to stay well with easy techniques you can do at home.